Welcome back, mathematicians. Okay, you should have finished session 2, independent practice. Let's go ahead and go over the solutions. Okay, they had 3 crayons for you to measure here, and they even gave you a ruler to use as you measured. Now, in number 1, they asked about the yellow crayon. So if we take a look at the yellow crayon and we sketch down a line, notice that it comes out right here. Notice that it is between the 1 inch and the 2 inch. So we can say that this is exactly halfway between. So this is 1 and 1/2 because it's 1 inch plus half of another inch, 1 and 1/2. So our yellow crayon is between 1 inch and 2 inches, and we call that 2 and 1/2 inches. Now we look at the red crayon. Notice the red crayon is also lined up with the 0 on the left side, and then we look at where it falls on the right side. And notice that this crayon ends at 2. Now we know that 2 inches is how long our crayon is, right? So the end, our red crayon is 2 inches long. Okay, number 3, to the nearest half inch, how long is this green crayon? So I lined it up. I noticed the line here, and then I follow all the way to the other right side. And if you need to, you sketch that line in. Now, it is closest to the half between the 3 and the 4. So this is 3 inches, this is 4 inches, and this is halfway between. So it's 3 inches plus another half. It is 3.5 inches. Okay, on the back side. Again, we have 3 crayons, and you can see that I actually mark up my work as I'm doing my work. Even though I've been doing math for a long time, I still make notations to myself. Okay, in number 4, which color crayon is 3 1/4 inches long when measured to the nearest 1/4 inch? So to do this, I actually went to 3 1/4 first, and then I drew a line up to see which crayon is about the same length. And notice that the purple one is about the same length. The green is too short and the red is way too short. So the purple crayon is 3 1/4 inches long. To the nearest 1/4 inch, how long is the green crayon? So I went to the green crayon, it's lined up, and I sketched my line. And I noticed that it fell on this line right here. So I know that this is 2 inches. And then I counted up 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 is the length of the green crayon. In number 6, I had to write the length of the orange crayon and explain how I found it. So first I went and measured it. I noticed that it started at 0, and I sketched my line down. It came to this dot, or this line. It's 1 space after the 1. So this is 1 inch, and I had to add another 1/4 inch. So this is 1 1/4. So I wrote 1 1/4 inches. One end of the orange crayon is at 0. The other end lines up with the line after 1 inch. So it is 1 1/4 inches. Okay, in 7 and 8, we had to use this crayon, our brown crayon. To the nearest half inch, what is the length of the brown crayon? So they wanted us to find to the nearest half inch. So I noticed that this is 3, this is 4, and this is halfway in between. So it is like going 3 inches plus another half of an inch. So 3 1/2. Can you also measure the brown crayon to the nearest 1/4 inch? Explain. Yes, you can. So remember, each of these, if I erase this part, remember that these are each 1/4 inches. So this is 3 1/4. Oops, I don't know. Can you guys see? I'm going to zoom in just so you can see this, because I want you to see you can still measure to 3 1/4. So, or to the 1/4 inch. This is 3 1/4. Now this is another 1/4 inch. So we actually call that 3 2/4. But with equivalent fractions, we learned that 3 2/4 is the same thing as 3 1/2. So we're still measuring to the 1/4. We just named it 3 1/2. Then this one is 3 3/4. Okay, so let's zoom back out. So yes, the nearest 1/4 inch is 3 2/4 inches. But since I know equivalent fractions, I know I can also call it 3 1/2 inches, because 2/4 is the same thing as 1/2. So 3 2/4 is the same thing as 3 1/2. Okay, that is the end of session 2. I'll see you for session 3.